the 16 and under state championship gold medal match. Would you please welcome UNSW West Killer Whales and Sydney Northern Beaches Breakers. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the two teams. Firstly, the UNSW West Killer Whales, wearing the white caps. Number 1, Taffy O'Neill. Number 2, Michaela Dyson. Number 3, Lily Fratter. Number 4, Sophie O'Connell. Number 5, Sophia Thomas. Number 6, Alice Morant. Number 7, Dana Garside. Number 8, Hannah Fulton. Number 9, Lana Oppenheim. And number 10 is Bernadette Hughes. The coach of the Killer Whales, Annabelle Carter. Introducing the Sydney Northern Beaches Breakers. Number 1, Olivia Fernie. Number 2, Molly Prendergast. Number 3, Hayley Economos. Number 4, Freya Green. Number 5, Juliet Nankervis. Number 6, Mia Glasson. Number 7, Alex Brown. Number 8, Kira Warden. Number 9, Maddie Pills. Number 10, Magala Ogg. Number 11, Charlie Porter. Number 12, Lily Still. And number 13, Andy Kearns. The coach of SNB Breakers, Scott Schweikel. Introducing our referees for the gold medal match. Would you please welcome Zoe Dowdell and Liam Ireland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem. And that's our lineups, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to both teams. We'll be underway immediately. So I'm Mike Westdorp, joining me, Scott Nicholson. Scotty, gold medal final here, 16 girls. Tough competition throughout the week. Take us through how the teams got here.
Thanks, Westy. Starting off with the UNSW Killer Whales Yellow. They are undefeated so far in this competition with 7 wins, winning their semi-final against University of Sydney Blue 9-5. Meanwhile, over with the SNB Breakers Blue, they've had 5 wins, 2 draws, with a semi-final win over the Balmain Tigers 5-4.
Yeah, that's a big victory. The Balmain side there, pretty hot side. They picked up the under-16 national championships down in Hobart earlier this year, so some change of personnel, but a very, very solid outfit, and that's a good victory for the Breakers to get into the gold medal game.
Yeah, absolutely, especially coming up against an undefeated team. You know, if you've beaten the national champs, I think you're in pretty good stead to have a good crack in the final.
And there's some players here in both teams picking up plenty of goals. Have a look here, UNSW West Killer Wales. They're really putting some balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5, Sophia Thomas, has scored 21 so far, so she's worth for about 3 goals a game. So she's going to be the danger player for the UNSW team. She's backed ably up by Dana Garside, number 7, and Michaela Dyson as well, number 2. And then over for the SNB team, it's really going to come down to number 13, Andy Kearns, and number 11, Charlie Porter. They've done the bulk of the scoring for the SNB Breakers, and Alex Brown is also number 7, thrown in a couple of their own.
So teams are lined up here, ready to go. Goal line start. So it's going to be Alex Brown swimming for Sydney Northern Beaches Breakers. And she's up against the number 3, Lily Fratter from UNSW West Killer Wales. So welcome also everyone watching at home on the live stream. On your screen there, it's SNB Breakers with the ball. Blue caps going right to left on your screen at home. First attack of the match. Drive inside, draws the exclusion. That's on the number 6, Alice Morant.
It was great work there. Juliet Nankervis getting the ball into centre forward, keeping the ball in her hand, moving the player behind her. She gets the exclusion.
First 6-on-5 opportunity. Danger pass on the 2-metre line. No, I said there. Yeah, no. Well, playing a no-foul defence there. West, Killer Wales, pop it out. Shot from a long way downtown. Force the shot from down the pool. That's a good defensive play.
Absolutely, great defence by the West team. It was a bit of a mistake from the SNB Breakers to get their left-hander out on the right-hand catch.
Yeah, then caught behind Juliet Nankervis pulling over in defence and gets her first exclusion. 6-on-5 chance now for the Killer Wales. I'm going to swim it now into a 4-2. A little bit of ball movement across the top. Hands up on the defensive line. Shot coming cross cage.
Number 5, Sophia Thomas. We identified her earlier as one of the strong shooters, so she gets her first for the game from that 6th position in extra man. So SNB is going to have to be quick to knock her down and not give her too much time, or she's going to start putting them away.
Yeah, that's 22 for her for the tournament, so that's a nice haul.
Yeah, absolutely. Very professional.
Oh, and gets the steal into the lane there. Lana Oppenheim sets her team off back down the pool. We're going to get another exclusion at the back. Centre back, 2-hand holding. And the ball can't come into that centre forward position. It's got to go out for the foul. So it's Charlie Porter, number 11, getting her first. Field block and get the possession back, and they go close post. Finished there by Sophie O'Connell.
It was a good setup there from the UNSW team. Starting with rather than a 4-2 setup, they've gone to the 3-3. Had a drive late off the shot, and then the rebound picked up there by number 4, Sophie O'Connell, in the back of the net. So 2-0 West, they're well in control early on. Yeah, 2 from 2 at 6-on-5, so great start to the game. Gained pressure at the top, not a lot of movement by the Breakers. Not giving her any options at all for a pass. Well, they get the corner throw, really static attack there by the Breakers. And they'll get a new shot clock and another chance at the West goal. Now Andy Kearns will come up for it. Under pressure again, looking for the foul. Playing no foul. Kearns again.
Well, just got to get over top of her legs there on the shot.
Well, that's twice they've gone to Andy Kearns. They're looking to her to have the shot. So pretty early on there, they're looking to their highest goal scorer. But West up to UNSW, I should say, up to the task. Turnover.
Yeah, crash defence there. Brown and Ogg coming together to get the ball under.
Well, we saw this defence last night with the UNSW under 22 boys. West very good at pressing the entire length of the field.
Well, a little bit too handsy. Foul. Yeah, the exclusion on Lily Fratter. So dead time foul. Well, pressing at the top, playing at 4-2. Oh, loose pass and ball under. Yeah, just an unforced error there, loose pass. Spinning, trying to get around, gets the turnover. Nice centre-back play.
Excellent centre-back play, releasing herself so she's not involved. Hands are shown the whole time and earns the turnover, and SNB go on the attack.
Well, goalkeeper coming a long way out there. Try and cut that pass down into centre. Good up on the legs in defence again. Turnover by Oppenheim. That's 2 she's done in the match so far.
Very defensively strong Lana Oppenheim. She's keeping both hands up and putting a lot of pressure on that attacking player without fouling. And that's smart play.
Frater puts the ball in the middle, reaching for it. Foul there's with Garside. Garside puts out the top. A little drive coming on the far side, unchecked. Lost the handle on it, and there's a scramble. Shot clock expires, so Breakers will come back down the pool.
Dangerous situation there SNB found themselves in, and lucky to have the shot clock in their favour.
Climbing over the top, the exclusion. Play with a cap off there. We'll get a number in a minute. It's number 4. So that's Sophie O'Connell getting her first.
It's a little bit overactive. Nice pass there.
Yeah, pass onto the post, but just not up on the legs high enough to really get much on the shot.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit unaware that the pass was available to the post player. Well, both teams, Westy, are playing a very deep press, basically the length of the pool. Do you think that's going to drain them going into the end of this game?
Well, possibly, but nice. Just got back for the knockdown there. Magali Ogg shut down the shot. Again, front water, though, by Fratter. Ogg gets the release. Centre forwards on the far side. With Brown at the top on the halfway, and they feed the centre. Now Kearns puts it out the top, back to Kearns. Looking for the opportunity to throw the shot. Oh, the lob shot, and it's nice from Andy Kearns. Gets them on the scoreboard. That's a good settler for the team.
Yeah, very nice work there, Andy Kearns. Working hard in the hole. She gets a foul on the first time it comes in, plays it out, gets it back in, able to throw the lob. What I would like to see, Mike, is that when she dishes it out, players coming into a bit more of a dangerous position, potentially bring themselves on, but Andy Kearns does all the work herself there, and she gets the result.
Yeah, I think the vision, though, for her, she was inside 5 on the first foul, and then to pop outside 5 so she could at least get that shot away.
Yeah.
Olga again gets the turnover, feeds it back to the goalkeeper, Olivia Fernie. A little more movement now coming from the Breakers. A little bit more up-tempo down the pool.
Yeah, they seem to have found their stride here, SNB, which is good to see. They're starting to get themselves into more attacking positions and get up the pool quicker.
Well, that's good play. And that's the end of the quarter, but, well, smart to the play there, Charlie Porter. She saw the player had taken the foul, knocked the arm. So 2-1 at the end of the first. Sophie O'Connell, Sophia Thomas scoring for the Killer Whales. And they were both 6-on-5 goals. And then it was Kearns with a nice outside 5 lob.
Yeah, very nice lob. And Sophia Thomas we sort of identified her early on that she was going to be the go-to person for the Killer Whales to score goals. And she is stamping her authority on this game early. This is the...
They're underway here in the second quarter. First attack goes to the Killer Whales. Passing the play, a strong turn. Sits up and good two-handed save from Fernie.
Excellent turn at 2 metres there from Lily Frater. Really like that, staying strong, high above the water. Gets a good look, but even better save there from Olivia Fernie.
Again, that full field press, caught out on the halfway. Oh, playing for the foul, lucky to get it. Charlie Porter with a restart. Porter gets another foul. And we're going to get the exclusion. Two-hand holding at the back there on the number 9. That's Lana Oppenheim. Well, Kearns isolated on the side. Needs a release, finds it at the top. And they go early with a shot. And second chance play, can't get much on the shot from Economos, but good first up save from Taffy O'Neill. Got the 2 hands to it.
Always good to get hands on the ball. As a goalkeeper, get that confidence starting to build throughout the game.
Well, the ball's there to play. Referee's not going to give the foul if you don't work for it. Shot clock expired before the ball left the hand of the player shooting. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Kearns gets the release up the field. Finds Porter. Porter trying to go inside. Gets the foul. No hole sit yet. Driver coming. Brown. Oh, the pass inside just skipped off the shoulder. Lily's still.
It's a nice little drive up the side there. Almost did it all herself. It's number 4, Sophie O'Connell.
Oh, good over the top steal, O'Connell. Now loose pass and cleaned up there by the Killer Whales. Still trying to turn, go inside, Lily Fratter. And gets the exclusion. Breakers number 3 there, Hayley Economos.
Very strong turn again from Fratter. It's good to see that from a player so young, having that awareness to stay above, use her body strength, using her upper body strength to stay above the water. Leg drive, we talked about that as well last night, using those legs.
The 2 backhand turns as well.
Yes.
Well, getting scrappy at the top on 6-on-5 and scrambling for the ball. Breakers working hard. Shot clock expires, so good defensive end by the Breakers. Held out the 6-on-5 and then shut it down for no shot.
Did a good job there of with the player catching crossbody, hitting them when they're hitting the girl, when she's not paying attention. We're going to have another kick out here.
It's on the Killer Whales number 6, Alice Morant. That's her second. Bit of foul trouble here in the first half. Well, they're really just putting some pressure on that 6-on-5. And draws the exclusion. Again, the work done by Lily Fratter. The exclusion on the 12 is Lily Still. They've had to scramble back, trying to cover up for the 6-on-5. The Wales will set it up through Michaela Dyson. Lets it go cross cage. Well, Dyson from a long way downtown.
And it's a rocket. West going to UNSW again going to their 3-3 formation, an extra man. Michaela Dyson, way too much time there. And Rockets in the top corner.
Yeah, shot from about 6.5, 7 metres, cross cage top corner. Plenty on it. Certainly with improved technique training, the girls are throwing the ball, all boys and girls, but certainly the girls, the power in their shots these days is quite phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that a lot of coaches are taking a leaf out of baseball's book and learning how to throw there, because there's certainly a technique. And Michael, I don't know if you think this way as well. I think girls have a much better lob technique, and I put that down to playing netball at a much younger age. You don't see, it might be also just a bit of a macho thing where boys want to throw it as fast as possible.
Oh, I love a good lob. It's a highly skilled shot if you can do it correctly.
Yeah, no, I've never mastered it, that's for sure.
So you'll find the lob shot will come later in your career when your shoulder's no good. It's a better option.
I'll keep that in mind.
Pressure on the halfway. No foul blowing. Oh, centre back there doing a good job trying to force the player right out to 4.5, 5 metres, and pressure on the side. So legs there from Brown's driven the centre forward out 3 or 4 metres. Pressure at the top. Again.
Well, both teams are doing a really good job of pressing with no foul. But
Yep.
I think both teams are still struggling to find that attacking structure that they need. They've got to get somebody into centre forward. They've got to get their wings to 2 metres and try and bring their shooters in a bit closer.
Offensive foul. Ball will go back to the 5 metre line. The goalkeeper will come out to take it there, Taffy O'Neill. A little bit of washing machine action there from Kearns. Went around a couple of times and they got the turnover straight back. So alive in the passing lanes. Well, a lot of players looking at the referees for a foul there, like, whistle doesn't go, just play on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and I think that's one of the trickier things to teach in water polo is how to accept a foul properly. So we see a kick out.
Yeah, Kearns again working on the 5 metre, drew the exclusion on Oppenheim. That's her second.
Well, she's been pretty good for UNSW today, so she'll have to be careful for the rest of the game. They'll want to keep her in the water as long as possible.
Well, they're just closing the space down again, forcing the shot from a long way down with no ball movement from Brown.
No, they do call it extra man for a reason. There is an extra player in the water, and you've just got to find the best shot that you can.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit compressed. Maybe the wings have got to go a little bit deeper, give that release out the side, and then force those defenders to come back.
Yeah, absolutely, and just keeping the ball off the water as well. Every time the ball seems to go in the water, someone's getting a hand on top and pushing it under. So dry passes is where it's at, I think, to really break this game open.
Oh, long shot outside again. Chance in the arm again, Alex Brown.
Well, Taffy O'Neill was about 1.5 metres off her line there, so it wasn't a bad option.
It was quite a good choice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She saw the goalkeeper coming out, thinking the ball was going to go to centre. And we go to the half-time break. 3-1 and a very tight affair there. Michaela Dyson scoring in the second quarter for the Killer Whales. And it was Andy Kearns in the first quarter. So no score to the Breakers in the second quarter. 3-1 half-time. Fouls though. Alice Morant and Lana Oppenheim, 2 personal fouls each for the Killer Whales. Bit of foul trouble. Not too bad there on the Breakers side, just a few players with 1 foul.
Yeah.
Probably for me, the big stat. Breakers 3-1, none from 6 at extra.
Yeah, it's as we said before, they're just lacking that little bit of structure. So, I'm sure that Coach Scott Schweikel, he would have drilled to them in the weeks coming up to this tournament what extra man moves they wanted to play. So they've just got to get themselves in that rhythm and figure out what they're going to do. I was going to ask you to be on the podcast, Noel. I've got to get enough teams in it before I can start doing divisions, and then I'd love to do it.
Check. 1, 2, 2, 2.
We had Aker, Millsy, who else do we have? Anyway, a bunch of all the Cronulla old guys last year. It was awesome.
So half-time here, I'm joined by Noel Harrod, Olympic referee here. You're doing some referee coursing here, coaching here again today with the players and the referees watching the game?
Yeah. So we're working with younger referees, teaching them how to improve their game and how to settle in and work with the players and the coaches. At the moment, we're talking about how the game's going and discussing the decisions the referees are making.
Yeah, refereeing a game, obviously you've got to enforce the rules, but it's also enforcing the way the game's played and to play it in the correct spirit.
Yeah, because in the game of water polo, it's about scoring goals, not about kick-outs or fouls. So you can't referee too technically. You've got to do it in the spirit of the game to allow the teams to score, because the defending team is always trying to stop it so they can't score.
And overall, the tournament here, you've been doing a lot of delegate work and a lot of refereeing. The standard, you're happy with the standard of the play?
Standard's really good. Organisation's sensational. They've done a great job. They really have. It's fantastic. They should be very proud of it. This is even bigger than the Pan Pacs. This is fantastic.
And of course, you started as a young referee. You went all the way to the Olympic Games. So encouragement here for some of the young referees. Keep working hard. Keep learning your craft. Learn the game. Referee lots of games. And you never know where it takes you.
Same as anything. A lot of practice. A lot of hard work.
Thanks, Noel Harrod. So we'll be back with third quarter action. Teams are lined up and almost ready to go.
So swim off one there by the Killer Whales. Swim off one by the Killer Whales, but Breakers are going to come up with another turnover.
Well, I mentioned a lot here, the money quarter, and Breakers are going to want to make a move here. And there's a climb over the top, the exclusion. That's on the number 5, Sophia Thomas.
What's he saying, folks?
So I hope everyone at home is enjoying watching the game there live on Facebook. And oh, that's an inside post shot, and it just dribbled along the goal line. Didn't quite go in.
Again, yeah, closest of margins. It's going to come down to millimetres in this grand final. Very unlucky there.
Well, referee Dowdell was in a great position to see that, make the decision. Well, front water drive onto the back of the player, and you risk getting that call, don't you? The 5 metre penalty. I think the foul went against the number 9 in Pills.
Yeah, good attacking play there, Dana Garside. Going strong to the goal.
Oh, beautiful save on the line.
Great
Olivia
save.
Fernie. Well, that's a huge boost for her team.
Absolutely, especially coming into the second half. Breakers with a lot of work to do, so that could be a big momentum shifter.
Yeah, still only 2 goals in it. If Breakers can pick up a goal here somewhere soon, they'll just put that pressure right back on the West team. Double hole set. Trying to break it up a little bit now and change up. Well, there we go. Playing the ball after the foul was blown, so the exclusion now on Alice Morant, and that's her 3rd. She's fouled out of the match in the 3rd period.
Just a little over anxious there, Westie. She's in a good, strong defensive position. She didn't need to reach over and attack the ball. She could have just sit there, hands up, and had it all under control. But I guess nerves in a grand final. It's a thing.
Yeah, I think she committed herself to try and steal it, and whistle was blown. She just carried on with it.
Yeah.
But that's the game. Referees made a good decision, and we now come to a timeout, and we're back with a 6-on-5 attack to the Breakers, and looking to go within 1 point here in the game, trailing 3-1.
I really would like to see the Breakers team come out here with a strong 6-on-5 play. They've got time to talk it out with the coach, get players in the positions that they're strongest at. This is their chance to get one back on the scoreboard and really take it to the Killer Whales. That's pretty good. I don't know. It's a second delay or so. Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to help us on the replay or not. Yeah.
They set it up now, and they're pressing out the top again and trying to switch it over. Oh, shot outside. Again, almost no ball movement, and then the outside shot.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what was drawn up at the half there. I know Andy Kearns has been so strong this tournament. It's probably not the best position for her to get that shot away.
So we had slight technical delay there. We'll get the game clock running, and then we'll be underway again. Oh, ball makes it to the centre. Oh, strong turn, another great save. Oh, good reflexive save there for Olivia Fernie, but what about the turn? Dana Garside.
Yeah, very strong play there again. I'm really loving seeing the strong play from these young centre forwards, getting strong body positions. This really is going to be a game of defences, what we sort of predicted at the start of the game.
Oh, scramble for the ball, play the whistle. And again, Fernie coming out from the goals, shutting it down, having a good final here for the SNB Breakers. With Pills, looking for the release. And defence in the passing lane. Thomas gets the turnover.
That's good play as well, being aware where the ball is. Nice and high in the passing lane, and she intercepts that one. Sophia Thomas.
So watch the number 7 again at centre forward there, Garside. Ball in with her now, reaching for it, looking for the shot. Oh, good defensive play there. It's a scramble. And the Breakers come away with it. Now that was good centre-back work. Stayed up on her legs, and just played the ball.
Very calm, in control the entire time, looking where the ball is, not dunking the player. So yeah, excellent centre back play.
And that full field press. Well, Kearns gets the foul now. Well, she's taking the foul, tries to spin around and go. And there's the pullback and the exclusion. Lily Frater gets her second. Now, they like that press at the top there on the 4-2.
Oh, smart play there, the two shooters for SNB.
Well, Pills gets it on the long pass. Back across the top. Finds Nankervis. Nankervis goes cross cage. Well, that was pretty close.
Yeah, interesting tactics from UNSW. Press out the top, allowing the long cross pass, and SNB gets a pretty good, decent shot on goal in the end.
Pass comes in and in that contestable zone. Picked up by Charlie Porter. Press on the release. Well, the pass goes into Pills, trying to turn. Centre forward in a good position, gets around, looking for the shot, and hands down to defence. That's on the number 7, Garside.
Well, SNB had a pretty good opportunity to shoot there with the ball dished out.
Well, drive inside. Yeah, holding the ball. Referee played the advantage, had the front water. Allowed the drive to continue from Fulton. So exclusion there on the number 11, Charlie Porter. That's her second. Porter heading for the corner. Power play to the Killer Whales. Passing the player under pressure. And cross cage to the number 10, Bernadette Hughes.
It's good play from UNSW. They found the extra player there, Bernadette Hughes on the 1. She comes around nice and high, buries it in the top far corner. So 4-1 now to UNSW. And I think I'm right in saying this is the 8th game of the week in 4 days for these teams.
Yeah, fatigue is a big issue, but
huge factor.
Yeah.
So SNB they've got to dig deep here.
Looking to get the drive in. Kearns trying to work in. Ball pops in. Kearns reaching for it. And the exclusion, strong on the turn, so that's on the number 7. Garside gets her second. 6 on 5 opportunities are mounting up, but they haven't cracked the defence as yet. And there you get the rebound in a good position. Stayed up on the legs, Molly Pendergast.
What was great about that attack, the extra man there, SNB moved the ball, player to player, dragged the defence nice and wide. So even when they did have the shot, the post players were left free to get the rebound.
Yeah, that's it. What we talked about, wasn't it? Just spreading a little bit out and creating space for yourself. Still a tight one here at 4-2. Ball under, good defensive end. And that rounds out the third period, 4-2. So it was Bernadette Hughes for the Killer Whales, a beautiful cross-cage shot in 6-on-5. And then the goal to Molly Pendergast, just picking up the scraps on the 2-metre line.
Yeah, no, it was a tight quarter. As we sort of mentioned, fatigue becoming somewhat of a factor for both teams. 8 games in 4 days is just, it's a lot of water polo. It's hard to play one game in a day, let alone 8 and 4. So SNB, a bit of work to do in this last quarter, but certainly not without, certainly within reach.
Sprinters come together here, 4th quarter. Ball hits the middle. It's a race for the possession. Oh, ball under. It was a good follow-up though from Garside. Nearly got the turnover. Again, straight into that full field press. Not giving the players any room at all. Well, it took a little bit too long to take the shot there. So look at where they've met them in the fence here. They've stopped them on about 8 or 9 metres and make them work the whole rest of the way down the pool.
Yeah, Coach Scott Schweikel has probably got a plan in mind here. Press early, try and force some turnovers, get on the counter attack. That's got to be the plan for SNB here.
Yeah, player got around there on the drive, so the exclusion on it's in fact it's Pendergast. And pressure on. Oh, both teams struggling to really get a roll on that 6-on-5. Well, Kearns keep it going down the pool. Player on the back. And the exclusion. Well, I've got to say, you give up front water, you risk getting that call.
Yeah, that's it's tough though. Once you're in that bad defensive position, you're almost sometimes better trying to get a kick out earlier. But I guess she avoided the 5 metre in that situation.
Looking for the free player. Well, shot just outside the post, coming from Og. Teams come back to even. 4th quarter here. Still a very tight game at 4-2. And there's another good steal into the lanes. Well, it's happening in both ends of the pool. Defence really winning this match. The cross pass comes. And the conversion on the drive. Magali Og.
Well, they got there eventually. Magali Og, she was sitting there for a little bit longer than before the ball came across. They got it to her, so now only a 1-goal game. And momentum, probably with the Breakers.
Yeah, the pressure goes back on the Killer Whales girls, but calmness from both coaches.
Well, UNSW's got to keep attacking here. They don't want to take risks, but at the same time, they can't just sit back on their lead.
Well, shot going to come from outside. So that's Pendergast. A 6-on-5 chance here, and press at the top from the Breakers. Pass hits the water out wide. Oh, long cross pass, and the goalkeeper got across the field to cover it. Well, she's had a strong game, Fernie.
I was about to say, she's been absolutely instrumental in this comeback for the Breakers.
Well, now it's up-tempo counter-attack. Driving it forward is Nan Curvis. 2 defenders coming. And the release at the top, the Brown. Brown goes for a long one. Tipped out.
I was a little bit unlucky the deflection there didn't go in.
So the exclusion's on Kearns. Gets her first, caught behind on the drive. Well, player sitting free, lets it go wide of the mark. Shot there from Sophia Thomas. Well, opportunities for both teams, and
yeah, it's absolutely a really good chance there for UNSW to put this game out of reach for SNB, but SNB are holding on by the skin of their teeth.
It'll be the new shot clock, taken under by the defending player. Oh, loose pass in and working for it. Or sandwiched out either side. 50-50 ball there. Porter didn't really have many opportunities.
No, both teams have got to get into their attacking formations. We said it earlier in the game. If they're going to score goals, it's too spread out at the moment.
On pass under pressure. So forcing the shot from downtown. Get the release. Find Alex Brown. Brown looking for some help from her teammates. Fatigue a big issue here now, and so the hold there. That's Dana Garside getting her third, fouled out of the match. And the turnover straight away. And the exclusion. So that's on Brown. They're going to have to scramble here. So now the double exclusion. That's on Nankervis. 6-on-4, power play. Drop the player back into the goal line. The shot's going to come out the top. Nicely picked off in the corner. Strong shot from Bernadette Hughes for her second.
Yeah, clutch performance there from Bernadette Hughes. Takes her time, gets nice and close, and buries it over the top of the outstretched arms of the defenders. UNSW up by 2 now. Time running short for the SNB Breakers.
Oh, straight away, they didn't pick him up from the halfway on the forward drive. Og, now she'll look for the release. Cross cage. Oh, what a finish from outside Alex Brown.
Absolutely huge finish there. Now, I don't know if that was a set piece coming out of the restart, but SNB, I think they had number 10, Magali Og, just popped up on 2 metres, gets the pass out, and Alex Brown finishes.
Oh, long pass and a little bit of nervousness coming in here in the fourth quarter. Well, the best response when you get a goal scored against, you get back down the other end and score one.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, pass to the player who's in the advantage position. Turnover. Dyson looking now for the release.
Last minute.
The Breakers have used their timeout. Oh, that goes in here. This is double. Oh, there we go. One more go to the races for the SNB Breakers.
Well, possession crucial here. They need to get a shot on goals.
Ball coming there. Number 11 looking for the foul. Shot clock expires. And that could have been the last roll of the dice. Pass down the field. And that is the match. 5-4. Very tight final here.
Exciting way to finish in that last minute. End-to-end action. And in the end, it was tough defense there. Lana Oppenheim not allowing any pass in to create an attacking opportunity for SNB for the last grasp goal. So congratulations to the UNSW West Killer Whales Yellow, who are under 16A state champions over the SNB Breakers Blue.
So call of the card here. Bernadette Hughes with a double. Sophia Thomas, Sophie O'Connell and Michaela Dyson all scoring for the Killer Whales. And 4 scorers there for the SNB Breakers. It was Pendergast, Brown, Og and Kearns. So full time here, 5-4. Congratulations again, Killer Whales. So coming up next, we've got the Sydney University Blue taking on ACU Cronulla Sharks Blue. Boys 16 and under gold medal final coming up in about 7 minutes.